welcome to another session in this series. In the previous session, we ended on question number 129. Here we start with question number 130. Okay. The question says, from the diagram, which of the following is true? Okay. So let's put an angle right here. So we know that this angle will be what? The same as P, because they are vertically opposite. Okay. So let's call that angle what? P. So now we know that the sum of angles in the triangle should give us what? 180. But also we know that the sum of two opposite interior angles should give us what? The exterior angle. That means M plus P should give us N. That means N is equal to M plus P. Okay, so this is true. So now when we check here, which of them matches this one? It is what? D. Okay, so we choose D. Cool. Let's move on to question 131. The question says, in the diagram, this angle is 32, this angle is 23, and this is what? A right angle. That means it is equal to what? 90. And then we'll be given this angle as what? An M. Okay? Find the value of M. So we are supposed to find the value of M. Cool. Now we know that this is a polygon, so we can find the sum of what? Interior angles of a polygon. Then we equate it to the formula, which is 180 n minus 2. Okay? Cool. But now we want to find y. So we have to make sure that this y, we write it in terms of m. Okay? But we know that angles at a circle, at a point add up to what? 360. So that means this angle here can also be written in terms of m as 360 minus y. And then this y can be written as 360 minus m. Okay? So let's write it like that. This y will be 360 minus m. Okay? Cool. Now, let's add it together. Let's add all the angles together. Then we equate it to the sum of the interior angles of a polygon, which is this formula. Okay? Cool. So that will be 32 plus 90 plus 23 plus y, which is the same as 360 minus m. 360 minus m should be equal to what? 180 n minus 2. And in this case, n is equal to what? N is equal to 4, because the number of sides is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so n is equal to 4. Cool. So we just need to insert it over here, right? Then we add everything, then we equate it. Cool. Right. So when we add this, we have 32 plus 23, that will give us 55, plus 90, that's 145, plus 360, that will give us 505. Okay, so we have 505 minus m give us 180 times 4 minus 2, okay, which is 2. So let's just write it down. 180 times 2 times 2. So we say our m is equal to 505 minus this, which is 360, right? 360. So our m will give us 145. Okay, so 145 is what? B. Cool. Let's move on to question number 132. The question says, in the diagram, PR is parallel to VS. So this is parallel to this. And then the length of QU and QT are the same. So QU and QT are the same. So that means this is an what? Isosceles triangle. These two angles will be the same. Okay? Because in isosceles triangle, the angles, all the angles are the same. Okay? So that means if we call this angle X, this angle will also be what? X. Cool. So now we can easily find X by summing the angles in the triangle, and then we equate it to what? 180. Okay, cool. So we have X plus 70 should give us what? 180. Cool. That means 2x is equal to 180 minus 70. That will give us 2x to be equal to 110. So if we divide both sides by 2, the 2 will cancel, and here we'll be having 55. So our x will give us 55, okay, which is here 55. Okay, now the question says we should find what angle PQU. Angle PQU is this angle right here. Okay, this angle right here. Cool. Now, how can we find this angle? We know that these are parallel lines, right? So they can have what? We can have alternate angles. Okay, so these two angles right here are alternate. That means they are the same. So this angle is also what? X. Okay, so this angle is also x, and we know that x is 55. Okay, x is 55. So our answer here is what? 55. Cool. Let's move on to question number 133. The question says in the diagram, A is to B is to C is 4, 3, 2. 4 is to 3 is to 2. Okay, that means if we have a certain constant S, the angle here will be 4 times this x. Okay, and then the angle at B will be 3 times that x, and the angle at C will be 2 times that x. That's what it means. So assuming, let's just say assuming that constant is what? X. So A will be what? 4x, and then B will be what? 3x according to this ratio. Okay, and then C will be what? 2x. C will be 2x. So A, B, and C. Okay, this is what this ratio means. And to prove that, we can just divide this by each other and realize that it will become 4 is to 3 is to 2 because the x's will cancel each other. Okay, cool. So this is what this equation means. Now we just have to add the angles, and then we equate it to what? 180. We know that A is equal to 4x, where x is a certain what? Constant. Okay, so we just have to add them together. 4x plus B, which is 3x, plus C, which is 2x. Then we equate it to 180 because the sum of the angles of a triangle the interior angles of a triangle add up to what? 180. Okay, so when we add this to this, we get what? What do we get? That will be 9x. Okay, 9x equals 180. So we can just divide by 9. Then we have our x to be what? 20, because this divides to give 20. Okay, so our x is 20. Cool. Now the question says you find what? A minus C. But we know that A is 4x and C is 2x. So if we have A minus C will be equal to 4x, which is right here, and C is what? 2x. So minus 2x, and that will give us what? 2x. But we know that our x is what? Our x is right here, which is what? 20. Okay, so we can just put it in here, then we'll have our answer. Okay, so 2 times 20 should give us 40. So A minus C is equal to 40, which is B. Okay, cool. I think we'll have to stop it for now. In the next session, move on to question 134. Thank you so much for watching this session. See you again next time. Bye.